My name is Miata Daphne Efeogene, and you're watching the Carmel and Butcher Show. Thanks for joining us. Today on set, we have with us a beauty queen. She doesn't need much of an introduction because she's very active on social media. She was recently crowned as Miss Sierra Leone 2019. Thank you so much. One question I want to know is, you remember we saw you a few months ago?
Yes.
At the Lunga International Airport, and I did a quick snippet with you just to find out where you were headed, what you were doing, and what you had coming up.
Yeah.
And you said that you knew you'd emerge as the winner or as the queen. How? How did you know that?
Because being a part of Miss Sierra Leone, you need to have the qualities of a queen that I know I am. So knowing that I have all the qualities to be Miss Sierra Leone, then definitely I knew I was going to be Miss Sierra Leone 2019.
Wow, that was very, very confident. So when you won, I was like, okay, I remember that interview, she said it. So let's take a quick pause whilst we let our viewers look at that video.
I am a beauty queen. My very first pageant was Miss Walsh, where I was the first runner-up, and I won Miss IPAM in 2016, Miss University in 2016, and I represented Sierra Leone at the Miss University Africa in 2017. And now I am Miss Western Area Rural for Miss Sierra Leone 2019. Yes, definitely I'm going to win this one because this is for me. I have all it takes to be the queen for Sierra Leone. I've been doing this for the past 5 years, and I feel that it is something I would want to continue doing, even if I will not be participating anymore after Miss Sierra Leone, because definitely after winning Miss Sierra Leone, I will be representing Sierra Leone at Miss World. But then again, I would love to have my own franchise where I can create a platform for young girls who have dreams to show people the purpose behind their beauty. I am also an ex-housemate from the Housemate Salon reality TV show 2019. I am not only beautiful, but I am also intelligent. I just want to say thank you to Carmel and Butcher. It was so lovely meeting you guys. I love you.
So how does it feel being crowned as a beauty queen? For Sierra Leone?
It feels good. Like the feeling you can't explain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think watching it on social media that day, you had a lot of followers in the audience. So it was quite intimidating for the other girls, no?
Yes.
For the other contestants.
Yes.
And being in camp, so earlier before we started, I was asking you, how it felt like being in camp. You say you're currently in camp, and we'll talk about that shortly. But usually with young ladies, there's a lot of, shade. There's a lot of cattiness. So how do you cope with all of that? Because your social skills have to be on point.
My personality is very important when it comes to that aspect. And the good thing is I am a people's person. So I've always been around people, have always been in people's spaces or they're in mine. Okay. So for that reason, I can easily cope being in a camp. And as I mentioned earlier in the first interview that we had, I told you that I was a part of a reality TV show. So which shows that I am used to a setting like that, like always being around people. So it was not a different thing at all.
Okay, but then you do realize that in everyday, life, people tend to not like the pretty girls. So all of the contestants were obviously very pretty because you were all, beauty queens. But because you had been doing a lot more pageants than they had.
Not really.
There
were girls who have done more pageant than I.
Than you had?
Yeah, they had.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And there was no envy? Well, you didn't have like things lost or something? Maybe salt put in your tea instead of sugar?
Oh,
or something like that?
Well, not really. But then there was a point when, because while we were in camp, that was where the competition started. Okay. And there was a point when we competed for the best talent and the best platform. So I was nominated second position in both of them. So that was where the envy, showed. No, well, it was there, but then it actually showed because a lot of girls were like, why Enid? Because some of them did have a spot for best talent, but they did not have a spot for platform. But then myself and it was Miss Karine, we had the sports, but then hers was not a big deal. Mine was, and everybody started.
Why was yours
everybody,
a big deal?
Because I am popular.
Okay.
And that was an edge.
So, go to popularity, were you the most popular?
Yes.
Amongst the contestants?
Yes, yes.
Why were you the most popular? Do you think it has something to do with you being very active on social media?
Yes, that is one thing. And also the pageants that I have won, they're also very big in Sierra Leone. So for that reason, you know, unlike some of them that had done more pageants than I did already, the pageants that they participated in, it was not like a national pageant.
Okay.
So that was
there
the
were
difference.
Little pageants, maybe school pageants and stuff like that.
Yeah, so for me, I won Miss IPAM and also Miss University 2016. Okay. So that made every Sierra Leonean, you know, hear my name.
And what year were you in the reality show,
this
The Housemates?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
So you did that earlier in the year. And
yes, and then I went straight into
So that was an
Sierra
edge
Leone.
for you,
Yeah,
because then you were already top of mind for a lot of Sierra Leoneans.
Yeah,
so that's very good. Do you have more of like a West African following as well, or is it just Sierra Leone?
Well, I wouldn't say, but I know that for a Sierra Leonean, I have, you know, followers, because when you follow Sierra Leoneans on Facebook and Instagram, especially those that are not celebrities or in the media, you find out that they do not have more followers, especially with Instagram. But then, you know, I'm growing gradually and I'm having followers.
That's good. That's very good. So what age did you start your pageants?
I was 18.
You were 18. So you were where? You started university?
No.
Okay.
I started off in school. Okay. For Miss Enid Walsh.
So that means you were younger than 18 then?
Well,
because 16, 17 usually you should be in
no, well actually we were the very first set to meet the SS4.
Oh, okay, so obviously the whole school system had changed.
Yeah, so it did.
Okay, okay. So you were Miss Annie Walsh?
No, I was the first runner-up.
You were the first runner-up?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's where the whole interest started?
Yes.
Okay, and your parents, they encouraged this?
Yes. For my mom, all she needed was for me to still pursue my academic dreams. Okay. And then I was focused in school. So for her, she was like, the most important thing, you're still in school and you're doing very well. Okay. So why not? Okay. And for my dad, he's this one person who always supports your dreams. Like, he's not all about the school thing. He believes that what you want to do, you should do it. So he's there to support.
Okay. I noticed that recently one of your projects that you were working on was mental health.
Yes.
Is there a personal story to that?
Well, growing up with an African parent, like, it was so hard, especially with my mom. My mom was very strict, and she never took time to understand my personality. If I had, you know, if I grew up the way she actually trained me to be, it would have been a whole different situation. She wanted me to be a conservative person, always indoors and everything like that. So we had a lot of clash, you know, along the way. So for all of those reasons, she never understood who I was, and it was so hard on me because for her, I couldn't talk to her. But then I understood the path that she was actually coming from. You know, that African setting, like...
What does she do?
Well, my mom is late.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
She was a businesswoman. And then looking at the fact that she never had the opportunity to get to where she wanted me to be, so she thought that the approach that she was actually using was the best.
So the traditional, you have to be a lawyer, a doctor.
Yeah, and also with all of, well, it was not a lawyer or a doctor. Like, even with the setup, the way she wants to groom you, like the nurture and everything, it was hard. If you do not do this, instead of talking to you, she's gonna beat you up. So I never had someone that I could talk to. And growing up, it was just my mom and my dad.
So you're only child?
Well, I'm not an only child, but then to my mom, I'm an only child. But to my dad, yeah, I have sisters. Looking at a situation like that, no, I'm actually the youngest. Okay. Yeah, so looking at a situation like that, and my dad is like so quiet, and it doesn't talk much. So I needed someone, because of my personality, I am like, I am this frisky kind of a person. So I always want to talk. I always want somebody to listen to me. I want you to understand me, because it's not just about talking. But then my mom was not ready for that. So yeah, so for that reason, like, I was in some way or the other affected with depression, because there were times I had to stock everything inside and not talk about it. There was a point I even had to run away from home, because I thought that I needed somebody to listen, yet no one was there. But the good thing for some of us is the fact that because we're strong enough to overcome some of those things, like, it has helped us in life. And regardless of my personal experiences, looking at the Sierra Leone we live in, like, there are a lot of people affected with mental health, and it's a taboo because people have this myth, like, it's a traditional something. So when you see somebody with a psychotic disorder, people that are having bipolar disorders, like, we do not understand that these are actually conditions they're living with. We just think that it's something, some kind of a traditional trace or something else like that. So I felt the need to talk about it, because when we start talking about it, we start understanding why these things are happening.
But in talking about it, are people actually understanding, and are you partnering? So it's a two-pronged question. Are people really, are the young, because obviously you're targeting the young generation, are they understanding it, and are you getting the support or partnering with a more recognizable body that can give you the relevant support, counseling that these kids would need?
Yes, the psychiatric doctor that we have in Sierra Leone, Dr. Abdul Jallo, is actually like the person who has actually motivated me to do more, because for him, they also needed somebody that will help, you know, that will help them, because they have also been campaigning about mental health. But then, because they do not have somebody like me who had the public attention and everything, it was so hard. So when I decided to talk about it, it was like, I'm so excited. Somebody's at least interested in the fight So he's like 100% on board. He has been giving me all the information I needed, because I am not a medical student. I do not know, you know, the in-depth aspect of mental health. I just want to talk about this because I feel that a lot of us that are mentally challenged, we use substances. We abuse the substances as a way of camouflage. For me, as I said, I want to say kudos to my strength, my inner strength, because I feel that I'm a strong woman. Personally, I overcame all of those things.
Very good.
That's very good. Because I felt the need that now? I'm 23. I'll be 24 in December. So because I felt the need to. I felt the need to stop, because for me there was not any difference. Like, what difference does it make? I couldn't feel that other side of the substances that people actually enjoy, because for them it's like a passion. Some people cannot go a day. It's an addiction. Some people cannot go a day without smoking marijuana. And
so yours wasn't that bad. You weren't like addicted.
I was not addicted. So, and when you abuse the substances to a large extent, you have the substance abuse disorder that is a mental health disorder. But yet people do not know about that. They just feel that it's normal to be drunk, it's normal to have, you know, that kind of a thing. So yes, the psychiatric doctor is really helping me, but he's the only person
so what do you have in line?
And people are understanding. You asked 2 questions.
Yes.
Ever since I came in with this platform, I've been talking about it, engaging in different social media platforms, talking about raising an awareness on mental health. And people are understanding, because the feedback I get from people makes sense. Good. That's very good. Well done. Thank you. I mean, that's a very, you know, it's a very tricky project to work with. And it's also one that's filled with a lot of emotional strife that goes with it, especially because you were also a victim. And it's also good that you were a victim, because when you tell your story, people then tend to understand, and they know that you're coming from a very informed position. So well done on that. So obviously that's one way in which you've used your platform. And I've also been engaging in a feeding program. I was just about to ask what other. With social workers organization. For mentally challenged people. It's a weekly program done every Sunday. because of time, my schedule, and preparing for Miss World, I do not attend every other Sunday.
Okay.
But then I send in my contribution because
Okay.
they cook and then they give them food on the streets.
That's very good. That's very good. You just said Miss World.
Yes.
So you're going to Miss World. Well done. What was the criteria for that?
Winning Miss Sierra Leone.
So the minute you win Miss Sierra Leone, you get to Miss World.
Yes.
And you said you were in camp now?
Yes, I am.
So
in
how
camp.
long is this, and when are you heading to Miss World?
I'm heading to Miss World on the 20th of November because that is when the competition is going to start.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm in camp for grooming, having the etiquette, how to sit like a queen,
That's good.
smile like a queen.
So who's your inspiration? Agbani Darego?
What?
Because you know she was the first winner of Miss World. Who's your inspiration?
Me.
Yourself.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
I love that.
Thank
Very good.
you.
Very good response. So you leave in a few weeks
Yes.
and you're presently in camp.
Yes.
Do you have any, apart from the Miss Sierra Leone support that you're getting,
Yeah.
would you also receive any other support from any other, I don't know, philanthropists in Sierra Leone?
No.
It doesn't work that way?
No. It's so hard in Sierra Leone being a beauty queen because unlike other countries where you have endorsements,
Yes.
people that are actually there to support, in Sierra Leone it's a whole different
So you've not
ballgame.
had a single endorsement or offer for an endorsement?
And all of my life during pageantry and everything, I have been my manager, I have been my team. I only have people who believe in me and then they support me, you know, morally, sometimes financially. But those are like people I have personal relationships with. But then saying that a company or an individual that I do not know will just come out to say, I want to support.
They don't.
No.
Oh, that's such a shame.
I know, right?
So for me, it sounds as though after this, you're not necessarily going to be monetizing this whole experience. Or are you thinking of, you know, ways in which you can monetize
Yes,
it? Because after Miss World, what next?
After Miss World, I was actually thinking of utilizing my social media platform and having a YouTube channel, probably having my own show.
Oh,
you know,
nice.
yes, because everybody wants to trend. Like after university, work, and that's it. Like, yes, I know this is the highest peak of pageantry in my country. So for me moving on, I want to say I want to also impact, you know, girls through pageantry. So probably I would own a franchise where I would be able to organize my pageants, have a YouTube channel, and of course work at the same time because you can do these things together.
Yeah,
I already have a degree, so I'll still pursue a job and see what life has.
Wow, very entrepreneurial. That's very good. So there are a few beauty queens in West Africa who some of them I know have actually set up modeling agencies.
Yeah.
Is that something you look at? Because you did say, you know, set up a pageantry, but then would you look at setting up a modeling agency?
Yes, but that will be a long-term goal because I am somebody who, I just do not want to do something. I want to do it to perfection, and I want to take my time. And as I mentioned earlier, we do not have the support we need. So I usually tell people that even when I came for, when I wanted to be Miss Sierra Leone, I told people that for me, it's an opportunity to first of all empower myself. It's not about just being called Miss Sierra Leone. It's about empowering myself first. Then I'll be able to empower others because I do not feel that, oh, Enid now has a modeling agency. What are the benefits these girls are going to be having? And here, it's all about the winners. Like, all they want to know is who won and just what that particular person is doing. So for me, if I'm going to have a modeling agency or I'm going to organize a pageant, I want to impact each and every one of the girls' lives. So that is going to come after.
For us at Carmel and Butcher, one thing that we always focus is strategic relationships and alliances. So now if you actually look at all the magazines, etc., you'll see a lot of features and most of the models that they're using that have very distinct features. Great, so that brings me to the next question. So it's going to be a very, very busy 5 years for Enid. You've got, you say you will work.
Yeah.
You're looking at starting a modeling or beauty pageant agency.
Yeah.
And the third one was the YouTube channel, talk show, etc. That's a lot of work. So how do you think you're going to where are you going to focus on? Where are you going to start for the next 5 years? What should we be looking at seeing after Miss World? You're obviously going to have to do a tour, yes, when you come back?
No.
You don't do at all? But maybe you guys should start talking about doing something like that. Because I remember there was a time, when I was in Nigeria, then we used to work with British Airways, and British Airways sponsored Miss World. What year was that? I think, was it 2016 or 2017? And the lady that won was, I think, from Russia.
No, it's
And
a
she
whole
was-
different thing when you win Miss World.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
The
But even
top
if you don't
five-
win.
Yeah, but then they are like catering for the top 5
Okay.
because it's you're winning also by your continent.
Ah.
So yes, that's how you make it to top 5.
Okay.
So Miss World Africa, Miss World Asia.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So those in that category, those are the ones that are actually going.
But we're hoping
to
that you
the
are
tour.
going to win.
Yeah.
Keep the positivity. You started very
Definitely.
positive.
Yeah, I know-
So
I
let's
know.
say you win. What
Yeah.
do you think would happen?
Then you're gonna have to be working with Miss World for the next
Ah,
1 year.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And even if you do not win, like winning Miss World Africa is a big deal, and that's
is
my
a
goal.
big deal.
So
It
I
is a
hope, I
huge
hope.
deal.
no,
And
I
we'll
know.
be here rooting for you and
Yeah.
praying for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God
so,
first.
but what do you think you will do though after everything? What's the first thing you think you'd work on?
Okay, so after everything, as in pageantry, when this career thing is over, for me, being a contestant, because it's a whole different thing, like it will still continue,
So
especially.
is there an age limit as to
Yes.
when you can contest? What is
26.
that? 26. Okay.
But then after Miss World, I don't think I will want to
Do anything.
because that is like that is why when I'm going in for Miss World, I'm going to win. Like
Yeah,
that is the
yeah.
goal. Yeah, but moving on, if all goes well, I'm hoping to get a scholarship. Like I do not want to work now.
Okay.
Honestly.
Okay.
I'm hoping to have a scholarship to do my master's.
Okay.
I studied business administration, but then I majored in procurement.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am hoping to, continue school, having a master's degree for a start, and then work. Because for me, as a personal dream, I want to start working after having a master's degree. Then, yeah, work is
Where are you
gonna
looking
be,
at working?
Well,
You're gonna get what, an MBA?
what?
Is that an MBA you're going for?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, where are you looking at working?
International.
Internationally?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, because I feel that Sierra Leone is too small for what I want to do. Like, I want to be an investor in my country, somebody that will be able to come invest and, make something out of it. Yeah, you always start somewhere, but then I am dreaming big, so I want to start out there. Yeah, so, but I feel that work is going to be the very first thing, because as I mentioned earlier, I need to empower myself, especially, financially as well.
Yeah.
So I'll need something to start off with, start making money.
Okay.
And then I'll start thinking of having the modeling school. And also, I would want to be a mental health advocate, regardless of, that is one aspect or area where I'm passionate about. So whether it's gonna give me money or not, like I want to still do
very
that.
good.
Yeah, so I want to be a mental health advocate and also social media influencer.
Okay.
Yeah, so I feel that. And there are a lot of things I'm open to. I am one creative person. I just don't want to limit myself, because I want to be so rich. Like, I want to have money, and in having money, I believe that it's hard work. So I am willing to give my all and make money. So I just don't want to limit myself to say, in the next 5 years, this is how my life is going to be exactly.
Okay.
But these are like dreams I want to pursue. So whether they come after the 5 years, because you may never know. Tomorrow I might just wake up and start making money from something else.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want someone to say, but you said you were going to do this.
Yeah.
And now look at what you're doing. Like,
But
the goal
plans
is to make.
change. Yeah, plans change.
The goal is
and
to
that's
make
why we're so
money,
dynamic,
so-
as human beings. The fact
Yeah.
that we're fluid and, we change as things change.
Yeah.
So we'd like you to just give like a direct word to our audience and young girls that are watching to inspire them.
What I love to say to everyone watching, whether you're a girl or boy or man and a woman, I want to say in life, you first of all have to believe in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, you have all the confidence you need, and your self-esteem will be on another level that no one is going to intimidate you. And also you have to be ready to work, because hard work pays. These are not things you just wake up one morning and then you're having it at your disposal. Like, you have to be persevered. You'll want to, put your all in whatever thing you're doing, be passionate about it, believe in yourself, and most importantly, never give up. Because the moment you give up, that is the moment you're literally living for nothing. You have to always have the thing of wanting more, because the more you want, and that's the more you want to push to achieve that. So believe in yourself and never give up, because that's very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks
Thank
for coming
you.
on the show.
Thank
We
you.
loved having you here.
Thank you.
Well, there you've heard it from Enid, the beauty queen herself, beauty and brains there. Dream big, work hard, persevere, and be ambitious. So don't go away. Stay tuned. We have a lot more coming in the next few weeks. Thanks for watching the show, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.